So, hey, shut it, people. Hey, shut it. I'm trying to do an intro. Oh my God, that's so creepy. You guys are weirdos. That's so weird looking. That should be your new screensaver. The piggy show. Okay. Now let me do this intro. Okay, I know. Have you seen this, Halston? This is her screensaver. It's her pinky toe. It's so bizarre. You guys with the clothes. Let me see. Oh my God. You're so weird. You're so weird with your toe obsession picture. Anyway. Hey, shut up and let me do that. I want to go shopping. Anybody want 2 teenagers? I'll sell them cheap. Real cheap. So today, my guests are obvious. It's Georgia Ila. And we're talking about our trip to Montana and our trip to Alabama and how not spiritual riding a wave runner was for Ila. It just wasn't really spiritual. It was really more about adrenaline. But we talk about a lot of stuff about what we've done this summer. And I thought it was a fun podcast. They clearly have been here too long and are losing it now. So I hope you enjoy. Listening to Knuckles 1 and Knuckles 2 in this podcast. And, oh my God, Poot Lovato. I don't know what this Poot Lovato thing is, and they're obsessed with taking pictures of each other's toes on the sly, and then it's texting it back, whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this episode with Georgia and Ila Kreischer. Thank you for coming back every week. Thank you for the emails. And, yeah, I guess just enjoy. I'm excited to tell you something.
What?
You're going to be really excited about this.
What is it?
You're reading Pride and Prejudice in your English class.
Oh my God, no.
You are.
Such a boring book at the beginning.
What? Blasphemer. It's not a boring book.
How do you know
The first sentence of that book is one of the most famous sentences in writing. It says
Good
something
luck,
like,
Ila.
it stands to reason that a single man with a fortune must be in want of a wife. It sets up the whole story of the whole book in one sentence. It's one of the most amazing sentences in literature.
Fangirl. But the beginning of the book isn't fun.
It isn't fun? Oh my God, fuddy-duddy. I thought you'd be excited to read Pride and Prejudice with your friends. Then you could talk about it. Then you could watch the 6-hour miniseries with me.
Darcy,
Mr. Darcy.
Well, I've already seen the 6-hour miniseries.
I know. So then it should be easier to read the book because you can.
Why are you sitting like this?
What do you mean? The 6-hour miniseries is very kind of true to the book. So maybe we should watch it again before school starts. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Maybe. Just saying. And then when you start reading the book,
that's 6 hours like of a day.
of your. I know, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
like
how that
8
works.
a.m. to like 12. Wait.
That would be
Absolutely
4
not.
hours. But we did spend more than 6 hours watching Star Wars movies for your birthday. So I bet we could do it. I bet we could make lots of good snacks and wear our pajamas.
Should we do it today?
Oh, we can't do it today.
No.
We're very dad focused until dad leaves. Dad leaves on the 6th. So then we have 4 days before school starts after dad leaves.
I thought he left on the 1st.
No, he leaves on the 6th. August 6th.
Boy.
So, how do you like our new house?
I like it a lot.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like it a lot?
Because my cat's in my room.
Yeah. Do you like the cat being in your room?
Yes.
Why?
It's so nice.
It is.
Because I walk in and he's just been like sitting there, and then he gets like, I don't know. It just wakes me up
It
to
does.
have my cat in my room.
He's the sweetest boy on the
and
planet.
he's so funny. I didn't realize how funny he was.
He's
because
really
he's
funny.
always in he's always in the dining room,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like always in that one bed. And then you give him an entire room to himself, and he starts getting really funny. Because now I'm starting to take all these pictures of him where he's just like upside down.
He's adorable. He's the best cat that's ever lived, ever. He is such a great cat. Why are you so happy to be in this house, Ila?
I don't know. It feels more secure than the other one.
It does? Is it because you're on the second floor, you think?
Yeah.
Mm,
I think so.
Interesting. Because in the other house, you were on the first floor in the front of the house. So
I would be the first kill target.
you would be the first kill target.
Jesus.
Now you're like last, right?
Mhm.
And that
I
makes
like
you feel
that.
more secure.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know about yourself. So when you go to college and you're going to rent an apartment, you definitely don't want first floor front. You definitely want to look top floor back,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that way you feel pretty safe.
And like I need to have like a incognito door.
What?
Like it can't be at like the end of the hallway or something because that's like immediate like, oh,
An obvious door.
yeah.
You have a door that goes off to kind of to the side.
No, because that's obvious as well. I need it like to like blend in.
Do you need to be short like Alice in Wonderland? So people go, oh,
No.
that's interesting.
No, she wants like a bookshelf door where you pull the book and then flip.
A Murphy door.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So we, before we moved into this house, went on a couple trips. I wanted to talk to you about those trips today. Where did we go first?
We went to Montana.
We went to Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have fun in Montana?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't expect to have fun.
Why not?
I just like, I don't really know why. Because I think of Montana and I'm not very smart, so I didn't remember what Montana looked like. So I just thought Montana was like Kansas, where it's just like flat. And then we went there and it was really cool. And I just didn't expect to have fun there. And then it ended up being really pretty. Like I didn't expect it to be that pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Like I expected it to be kind of like generic mountain and whatever. But it was like really, it was a different type of mountain. And it was like a different type of nature,
Yeah.
which was really cool.
Yeah.
And that one hike we went on with all those rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know rocks could be cool. Rocks are cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks very different than California, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Isla? What do you think about it?
I learned a lot that I don't know if I wanted to learn about the bears there. Oh my god.
So tell me what you learned about bears. Who taught you about bears? Oh, Lordy, that's a big story.
His name was Chris, I think.
Yes.
Okay,
it
yeah.
was Chris. And who was Chris?
He was the archery guy.
Mm-hmm.
He taught archery, and we asked him what to do if you saw a bear. Oh my god, I'm never going to the Antarctica or whatever, wherever polar bears live.
Yep.
The zoo.
Oh my
Arctic.
god. No, I'm not going to a zoo
So what did he
anymore.
say about bears? Okay,
Um,
first of all, Chris was adorable. He was like, had a big beard. He was adorable. He was a cutie pie. He was young. Was like 27 or something.
Yeah.
And he just got out of the army. And this was, I don't know.
Building nukes.
He was
Can I even
building.
say that?
I don't know. That's what he used to do in the army, was build
Nukes.
nuclear weapons in Montana. But it was in a like a kind of like a transitional work program where he's transitioning out of the army because he'd been in the army so long. He's not been a civilian for a long time. So this ranch that we stayed in, by the way, the ranch was called the Ranches at Belt Creek, and they were amazing. And let me tell about these ranches real quick before we get into the story about the bears, which I think is really funny. So during the pandemic, Georgia Ila's high school they have a gala every year, like a big fancy dance, and there's an auction and silent auction and raffles and wine and food, and it's really fun. Well, during the pandemic, we couldn't do that. So they had an online live auction, and Dad and I, and they delivered this beautiful meal to our house. And then we got to watch everything live, and we got to bid on things live. Well, this Montana trip came up. It was 4 days, 5 nights or whatever, 5 days, 4 nights, whatever, at this, the ranches at Bell Creek. And we were like, well, we want to go to Montana. We'll bid on that. Well, no one else bid on it. So we got it just because no one else bid on it, because it was a pandemic and everybody was, I'm sure, unsure of, what the future would hold. We ended up actually winning a trip to Cabo and a trip to Montana and a trip to Big Bear and
Yep.
diamond earrings and another pair of diamond earrings. And some of the things we were the only bidders. Not all of them. I think we got in a bit of a bidding war for Cabo. But anyway, so we won this trip, and Bert, then we found out Bert was doing this movie and he couldn't go. So we decided we would go with Sandy and her 2 daughters to Montana because we had to use this trip within 1 year. And the ranch is at Belt Creek is this huge ranch. I think it's like 750 acres. And there are privately owned homes on this ranch that they rent kind of like Airbnb style. And then there's a clubhouse with a chef, and then there are activities that you can book. And our trip was all inclusive, and it included one activity a day. So on our first day there, because we got there a little late in the day, we chose to do archery, and Chris was our archery instructor, and he was adorable.
We interrogated him.
Some people might say he was interrogated by some teenagers.
It was 4 against 1.
Yeah, it was 4 teenagers against poor Chris, who has been in the Army for so long. All he knows how to do is answer a question. When it's asked to him, he has to answer it. So what did he tell you about bears?
He said if it's a black bear, then you get big. Yeah, you get bigger than them and try to scare them away.
Huh.
And then brown bear, you lay down and take it. Oh my God. So
He did say you lay down and take it. You just let them attack you, and you stay really still until they think you're dead, and then they leave.
And then polar bears, you let
die.
it happen.
No, what he said was there's no hope, right?
Well, he said unless there's a shelter within like a certain amount of feet within you, like you were just gonna die.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Even if you find a shelter, you're dead. And
And
then
he
he's
pointed
what the
like to the
heck?
top of a mountain, like miles away, and he was like, if the polar bear sees you from there, you're dead.
He
He
did.
was
He
so
just-
intense about
He
it.
was very intense about
Like,
it.
you're
Yeah.
dead.
You're dead. If you see a polar bear on the top of the hill and he sees you, you're dead.
Yes. And then I was like, what if you carry bear spray and you spray the bear? He's like, doesn't matter. You're still dead.
Not with a
I was like-
polar bear.
I was like, okay, thank you very much.
I know, right? So Georgia Ila was like, I am never going to Antarctica, although I think they live in the Arctic. Antarctica is the bottom, is the South Pole, and
Oh.
Arctic is the North Pole. And they have different kind of stuff going on in both places, but they're both really cold. But he was fun, right? He was really sweet and really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Isla asked him if he was having dinner with us that night. Oh, they were rapid firing these questions. What else did you ask him? You asked him,
We asked Isla, we were when he was driving all the kids back to the
Oh my God.
clubhouse. Isla asked, how was your relationship with your parents? and he said, fine. And we were like, oh, and then no
The
more
end of
questions after that.
that was the end of the conversation. We
Yeah.
stopped.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was watching. I was like, so, have you ever shot a bear? When did you get your first gun? Do you have a girlfriend? Have you ever been electrocuted? I was like, what are you doing? Are you going to dinner with us tonight? I mean, it was like boom, boom.
Yeah.
But it was really, really adorable. Isla Kreischer. It was really cute.
Well,
And
he
then
was
I don't
an
know if-
interesting person.
He was a very interesting person. I
Yeah.
thought so too, but I don't know if you know this happened. But the next morning we were at breakfast and Chris walked in the restaurant and you turned beet red.
I know, because I wasn't expecting to see
Beet red.
him.
So I was like, I was gonna crush on the archery teacher. I was got a crush on the mountain man.
Mountain
No,
man.
not really. No.
Just turned red. You turned beet red when he
I
walked in the
do
room.
that a
I thought
lot,
it was adorable.
What else did we ask, though? I feel like there was like
Oh.
a lot.
A million questions.
We asked a lot about the army. I think I asked how big the nukes were.
And archery and where the nukes were.
Yeah.
And what he did with the nukes and what was his day to day like in the army.
yeah.
Kylie, what was your? Let's have a day in a life.
A day in the life. That's what Kylie said. Let's have a day in the life. What else did you ask him? When he got his first gun.
He's not the only person we asked, though. We by the end of the trip, we knew dirt about everyone who
Yes,
worked
you
there.
did. You
Not
did.
even dirt, just
Oh
like
my God, the
facts.
enemies to lovers.
The enemies to
relationship.
lovers relationship.
my
There was
God.
this one. It was one relationship where we met. I think he was like our host.
Yes, he was our concierge.
He was our concierge.
His name
for the
was
whole trip.
Sam.
His name
And
was
he was
Sam.
adorable.
He was a Cancer man, and he was
Wait,
very
what was Chris?
He was
Capricorn.
That's right.
We learned
found
everyone's
out.
zodiac
Everyone's
signs.
zodiac sign.
Chris was a Capricorn. So Sam was our concierge, and he was so sweet. He
Yes.
was the nicest person in the whole world.
He was.
And we met him the first day, and I think the second or third day we went horseback riding.
Third day.
And third day, and there were these two women who were leading our horses.
Was it Chelsea and Emily? Is that their name?
I think so.
And
I don't remember.
I interrogated
Emily was one of them.
Emily was in the back, and I think Chelsea was in the front. And by the end of it, Isla had interrogated Emily, and we figured out she had a boyfriend. And we were like, "Oh, who's her boyfriend?"
No, can I tell you?
Okay.
She said, "Oh yeah, I have a boyfriend. He lives around here. He's a Cancer." And I was like, "Is he Sam?" And she was like, "Yes, he is."
So we figured out that,
boy.
and then we were, ruminating on that fact. And I think one of the waitresses or someone who worked there came up to us and was like, "Oh, Sam and Emily used to hate each other."
Yeah.
And we were like, "What? Sam has the ability to hate someone? He's so nice." So wasn't Emily like an Aries?
Yeah.
She
Yes,
was like,
she was.
or something like that. So I think when they first started working together, they ended up hating each other because one of them was like too stubborn. The other one was like too hard-headed. And then they went on this spring vacation.
They went on a company vacation. Retreat.
For spring break, and sparks flew.
Sparks flew, Sam.
Sam, the
Said it
Cancer
so,
man.
Sam. Said it so.
And
It was
so
pretty adorable.
they came back and they started dating, and we learned so much tea.
I know there was a lot of tea, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a romance fallout between Chris and a waitress.
Yes, there was a romance fallout between Chris and a waitress. We learned that too. A lot of drama at Belt Creek.
A lot of drama.
But we would never have known about the drama if we hadn't dug around.
Yeah.
Right? You guys were really digging around for that tea.
We were, because it was so interesting.
Yeah.
What was his name? The guy who brought us where all the cows got out?
I can't remember his name. He was awesome.
Brett.
That's right. His name was Brett.
Brett
I
was so
love
sweet.
Brett.
He was very
Brett
sweet.
told Lou that he would fly out to California to teach her how to surf.
Yeah, he was a very gentle soul, wasn't he?
He was very nice.
He was
He
very
was a
sweet.
Capricorn.
He was very, very sweet. Well, the second day we were there, first of all, how was the food?
Oh my God.
The portion sizes were very big. I don't know how.
But that's
and
Montana.
Well, yeah, no. But like, I don't understand how someone could eat that much. Like, unless you'd been starved all day long.
Oh no, I didn't have
But
a
it
problem
was
cleaning
so
my plate a
good.
couple times. It was
Oh my God.
so
it was like
good.
a 7-course meal, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
The chef there,
Queen.
what's that?
I said Queen.
She was amazing. I mean, like if you're looking for a vacation, just to enjoy a good view and some amazing food,
Go
not even
there.
to do any activities. It was one of the best. Every single thing she put on the table was good.
Yeah.
From the bread, she made homemade butter.
to the emergency that they
She-
put in the
yeah, that's
cups.
right. I forgot about that. They gave us emergency every morning.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was cool. It was already on the table. So everybody had an emergency. They made their own jelly. They made their own
Butter.
like loaf bread.
It was like
Everything
lavender
made.
butter.
It was so good. Everything I
Bro.
ate there.
And she changed everything
Bro.
every week.
Yep. Every week's a new
she
menu.
circulates her meals.
It was Rachel. That was her name.
Rachel.
Oh,
Bussin',
she was
bussin'.
She was
Chef Rachel.
Sagittarius.
She
And
was
then we taught,
amazing.
We taught you and Sandy. You and Sandy had a lot of fun at the dinners.
Oh, we had so much fun.
And we
the whole
taught
trip.
Sandy bussin'. And we were like,
that's
bussin' is when
right.
you say, like, it's slang on TikTok where basically this thing's so good that it's bussin'. So we told Sandy, we were like Kylie said it. Kylie was like, "Oh, this meal's bussin'." Sandy go, "What is busting?" And we were like, "What?" She was like, "Is this busting?" And so she started asking everyone around us, "Is it busting?
Have you heard of busting?
Have you heard of busting?"
Have you heard of buzzing?
and we were-
And our waitress was your age.
Our waitress was my age, and she was like, "Yeah, I've heard of bussin', like whatever." Sandy was like, "Explain it, and we were like, "Oh."
She was like, Kylie says it's only related to food. And the
But I
waitress
can
was like,
use it.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, and then she was like, "No, Kylie said only to food," and we were like, "Oh,
Oh
thanks,
my God.
Sandy."
You guys were like a married couple. It was so scary.
Why was it scary?
You guys would act. No, it wasn't scary. You guys would act like you were there on vacation as a couple.
What?
And it was really funny.
Yeah.
What are you talking
When
about?
you started rubbing Sandy's leg on the couch.
I did?
Boy, yes, you did. You gave
Oh my
Sandy a
God.
massage.
Oh,
and-
probably because she asked me to.
yeah. But
Well,
there was
yeah,
so much
I didn't just
stuff.
randomly start
Well,
rubbing
there
her
was
leg.
so much stuff that you and Sandy do that you and Kathy don't do.
Oh, yeah?
where it's like you and Sandy look like a married couple.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder why.
Like Kylie and I joke about it, how you guys are like our lesbian moms.
Duh. Well, I mean, we have had to co-parent in a different way than I've co-parented with Kathy. I mean, Sandy and I really have been a team a lot of your lives together because Bert and Tom are not around. Completely not around. And Steven's always around. Kathy's husband's always around. So I don't know. Sandy and I do have a very interesting relationship like that. We're super comfortable with each other. I have no lesbo feelings for Sandy at all.
It's okay.
But I love
to
her
have
very,
some.
very much. I love her like she's my sister. Like she's a different kind of partner in life. I feel like she's going to be my friend forever. And I really appreciate and value that. And I think she feels the same way. So, and I think we're really lucky to have raised our kids together because I can tell you this, we've had a lot of fun with you guys on a lot of different adventures and just hanging out.
Sandy became Papa J's best friend.
Oh my God. Well, let's talk about that after we finish Montana.
There are so many casinos in Montana.
In Montana, right? Every 5 seconds.
We were driving around, Sandy and I would point out casino. And I was like, why do they need so many casinos?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people like to gamble in Montana.
But, can I tell a story about Montana?
Okay.
When Chris ate dinner with you and Sandy and we ended up leaving.
Yeah.
And we went down, we saw one of the women who worked there. And she told us to go to the barn and look at the horses. And we were like, let's go look at these horses. It'll be so fun. And when she said that to us, we thought like going to see the horses mean they'd all be in their separate like stalls.
Yeah.
Not the case. We went to go to the barn and we were looking around and we didn't see any horses. We were like, where are they? There's no one here. So we went inside the barn and there was one horse in a stall and it was an all white horse and it looked really it looked off, like its mood was off. So I was like, oh, maybe this is the only horse here. But the woman had told us previously that we could grab like a bucket of treats and feed it to the horses. And I was like, oh, I only see one horse, but I see the bucket of treats. So like maybe we'll only feed it to this horse. So we ended up getting some treats and I was like, oh, Ila, go outside and like start, finding the horses. So she goes outside and she starts screaming. And I was like, what is she doing? So I say, Kylie, go see what she's doing. Kylie goes outside and starts going, Georgia! And I run outside and there are 8 horses charging at us for the treats.
Oh my
And they were
God.
completely out of their pens. We didn't know what to do. And I was standing there with a bucket of treats and they were just like coming at us. And then they started
there were like
eating.
5 horses following.
There were 5 horses following Ila. Ila was walking and there were these 5 giant horses just following.
Oh my God.
And so we tried feeding them. We didn't know that they were allowed to be out of their pen because we were like, if they're going to bed, like they might need to be locked up in case. So we were like, oh my God, we messed up. Someone let the horses out, whatever. And so there were like these 8 horses just following us around. And I ended up dropping the treats and then I like ran away and I was like, ah! And they kept following us. So we ended up calling you and we were like, are they supposed to be out? And Chris said yes. We were like, okay. And then we hung out with all these horses and it ended up being really cool.
That's
because we were just
cool.
kind of like in this big patch with all these like free horses. And then there was this donkey that was so
It looked like
cute.
Mona.
It looked like Mona if Mona was a donkey.
Oh,
And he
that
was
donkey
so
was cute.
cute.
And there were cats everywhere.
There were
weren't there?
cats that ended up following us home
And dogs.
and dogs.
Dogs
And a
just
rattlesnake.
everywhere. And a rattlesnake. You guys saw a rattlesnake. So the second day we were there, we went on the ATV ride.
Oh
Right.
yeah, that was. Oh my God, Mom, you drive like a crazy
I
person.
do not.
You go way too fast. Comfort.
Sorry. I do not drive way too fast. And you have to remember, I grew up driving those things. So it's not like it was the first time I'd been on an ATV. I had a 4-wheeler from the time I was pretty young. So I felt really comfortable on it. I didn't think I drove that fast at all. Did you really think it was fast?
Well, would you want it or like would slower have still been fast?
Well, she would stop and slow
I would
down.
let you guys get ahead.
Yeah, and then speed up.
Then you were going fast. That was an evil laugh.
Oh, it was fun.
It was so
You're
It was
evil.
really fun.
You're a
They were
menace.
gonna go off a cliff. or
Lou
something.
loved it.
Yeah, Lou. Of course she did.
And Kylie got the short end of the stick because she got like a 10-minute ride.
Yeah.
Because at this ranch you have to be 17 or older.
You have to be 16 with a license.
16's with a license, you're right. And so Georgia was the only other person who could drive it. Sandy wasn't comfortable driving it. And actually, you know, Sandy has a shoulder that's giving her trouble. So it was good that she didn't drive one. So I was the only person that could drive a passenger. So Isla went first, and then Lou, and then Kylie. And Kylie got a short little ride. But
And you fell off your thing.
oh, Georgia.
That was so.
Oh, Georgia. Do you want to tell it?
No.
Georgia took a sharp right turn a couple times and went off the road and like down in a ditch. And the first time I got her out, and then the second time Sam came back and he got her out of the ditch.
Yeah.
But
He was so nice about it, thankfully. He was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine. I just hit a rock." And then he was like, "Okay. Just make sure you're okay." I was like, "I'm fine. Thank you, Sam." But that was it.
it was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
It
thought it was
was.
gonna be a black bear.
Oh,
What?
do you know somebody went the next week and saw like 3 bears on that same trail?
Thank God.
We missed it by a week. But
How do you know?
I don't remember. Somebody messaged me, I think, from the pictures on Instagram that they went to that and did that same ATV tour and saw 3 bears.
Boy, no.
Um,
I would not have done that.
So you take the ATV up through all this mountain. You get on the top of this mountain that's part of a state park, a Lewis and Clark, maybe, state park. And it's a beautiful view. Do you remember when we parked at that one spot? That falcon came out and started yelling at us. Do you remember
Yes,
that?
That was so annoying.
The falcon was just screaming the whole time we were there because it had a nest in the side of the mountain. And we just kind of showed up and it felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
So it kept swooping overhead and just screaming and screaming the whole time we were there. Yeah.
That's when we interviewed Sam or interrogated Sam. That was our interrogation.
When we heard he watched Euphoria or something.
What?
No, I think we started talking about the Matrix, and he was talking to us about the Matrix.
Oh, he likes to make.
Oh,
I
and
think he
Gossip
liked that
Girl?
movie.
He
Yeah.
likes Gossip Girl?
I think he started Gossip Girl. I don't know if he finished it though. King.
He was awesome.
He was. And then he started talking about you know what he was talking about? He was talking about how he likes Arctic Monkeys. And he was talking it's a band. And he
Oh.
was talking about all these like bands that he liked.
Mm.
And then we were like, "Oh, that's better music taste than Chris," because Chris was like, "Yeah, I like electronic dance music."
Oh my
And
God.
we were like,
so
"What
weird.
the heck?"
He likes.
He likes EDM.
Yeah.
We were like, "Oh."
I wouldn't have thought him an EDM guy.
He started playing EDM for us.
He did
on our ride
not.
back. And
Really?
and he was like, "I like this song." We were like, "Okay, okay."
He
Chris."
was a hoot.
But then Sam's music taste was top tier because he
it was top tier.
he actually liked some of Lana Del Rey, and Lou lost her mind. She
Oh.
was like, "What?"
Did you hear that, Sam? Top tier.
Top tier.
Top tier music.
Top tier.
Taste. Awesome.
Chris, we need to baptize into better music taste.
You think so?
EDM is not all that life has to offer.
Oh, no.
I promise you.
Maybe post army, it's pretty stimulating.
I
Aw.
doubt it.
Maybe. I don't know. So let's see. We did archery the first day. The second day we did the ATV. The third day we did horseback riding, which was also beautiful.
My fat horse.
Oh my God. I forgot about your horse. Georgia's horse
Toby.
was so wide. Toby, he was so wide. Do you remember
So
that?
nubby.
I couldn't look at him. Every time I looked at him,
started
I'd start
farting.
laughing.
No.
And he farted. You're right.
He was Mac.
farted
If Mac was
constantly.
if Mac was a horse, it was Toby.
I mean, your legs were like doing the splits. He was so wide.
So when I was the last person to get on a horse.
Yeah.
And I think Emily came up to me and she was like, "Hey, this is a really big horse. He's too big for his saddle. So you're going to have to, every time you go uphill, he's going to fart. And every time you go downhill, he's going to fart.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you kind of
Go straight, he's gonna fart.
straight, his saddle is going to tilt to the side.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to stand up in the saddle, kick it so it gets back into place,
Mm.
and then just readjust." And I was like, "What if I can't do it?" She was like, "No, you'll be fine. You won't do anything wrong." So Toby was
The saddle.
Toby was definitely a character.
He was so wide. He was like riding a barrel.
Wide.
He was so funny, and he farted, and I was behind him.
Yeah.
So I'd have to just look at your back, because if I looked down at your like legs over his side, I would just bust out
and
laughing.
Kylie would take you bussin'.
Oh, busting.
But Kylie would take selfies, and in the back would be me and Toby, and I would be slightly tilted off the horse because he was so fat. But he was the sweetest horse.
He was. Really
we would
sweet.
stop, and he would just stand there, and I was like, "You're so sweet," and his
Yeah.
energy was so nice.
It was.
And then
You had dad as a horse.
you had dad as a horse.
I had dad as a horse. I did.
He was moody.
He spooked easily.
He
So-
did spook easily.
Anything on the ground or out of the ordinary, he would spook really easily.
Just like birds.
I was like, oh, I'm riding Bert. That's perfect. Scared of his own shadow.
Oh,
It was a good horse, though. My horse was a great horse.
Tub.
And they
Mine
were
was
lovely.
Tubby.
They're the whole guide. They were lovely. Those two ladies. I don't have anything bad to say about this whole trip to Montana.
Toby.
Nothing. Okay, so that was the third
Hike.
day. The last day we went for the hike with Brett.
That was a really good way to end it.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was so pretty.
We went
that
to a
hike.
waterfall. I got in the waterfall with all her clothes on. Twice.
3 times. No, twice.
And then we drove up to this like cabin, and all the cows got out.
I did. We
And
had
then
to go to
Georgia and Lou were
pasture.
screaming in the back. of the
We were
car.
having such a good time. You guys were party poopers. Lou and I were singing Taylor Swift, and we
Yeah.
were screeching to it. And Isla hated us.
It was really loud.
It was really
so
loud.
fun.
I was driving.
No, it was
so
right
fun.
next to them.
Mhm.
It was so fun.
But when we would sit, I have this great picture of the two of you sitting on the back porch of the house that was what we were staying in. And this whole field and all the sky behind you. And you're looking out at it. You didn't know I was taking the picture. I just kind of snuck up on you. You were both sitting there, not on your phone, looking out at this beautiful landscape. It was such a nice picture of the back of your heads. But I thought, what a moment they're having, like taking this in. Because it doesn't look like California. It doesn't look like Georgia.
Like when they say big sky, like they actually do mean big sky. Like it's not a joke.
Yeah, sky's
Like
huge.
I thought like when you said big sky Montana, I thought you were saying it as a joke.
Mhm.
And then we got there and I was like, oh, it actually is like a really big, it made me feel really small.
Yeah.
Like itty bitty, because at night I went outside one night to look at the stars, and there were like, you couldn't see very many stars, but you could see the amount that there were in the
Mhm.
sky. Like you could see, like there's so much more space for them to be
Mhm.
in the sky. And then I'd stand there and I was like, oh my God, I'm so small.
It's kind of humbling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Okay. Then one day we went into Belt.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
We went into Belt. That was a big town, huh?
Yeah. It was like
I played
three
Anna-
buildings.
I played Anaconda by Nicki Minaj on the way in.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we remember our playlist. But we went into town. What were we looking for?
We were looking for like a pizza place.
No, we weren't.
No, I think we just went to town to go to town.
I think so. I think Kylie wanted something.
Sam sent us into town to get a beer.
For
What?
him?
No, for us to go have a beer in the saloon there or something.
He did?
All right, well, we'll drive into town. We don't have anything else to do. And it is tiny.
It was so
It was really cute, though.
And then, oh
No,
my
except
God,
for that
Lou got
convenience
so
store.
scared of the convenience store.
It was a grocery store. It wasn't a convenience store. It was a grocery store. What was in the grocery store?
dead
Animals.
things.
Dead things. Well, it was full of taxidermy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was full of bobcats and geese and
Goats and
bears,
moose.
rams and moose and what else? Ducks and what else? Mountain
Literally,
lion.
that's it. Just
There was
double
like
everything.
a raccoon.
It was covered. How many things do you think was in that grocery store? How
There
many-
were so many framed photos of the guy with a dead animal.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, this has lost my appetite.
deer.
And
Because
then
thankfully they don't have that in LA.
No, not a lot of taxidermy in the grocery
freaked
store,
me
is there?
out. I was like, this makes me not want to buy whatever I'm here to buy.
But you know what's interesting? This is what I liked about that. I didn't even notice it because growing up in rural Georgia, taxidermy is everywhere. I mean, there's like deer heads all over the place. You know, we go to Grand Jan's and she's got deer heads and bobcats and wolves all taxidermied in her house. And it's very normal to me. But it's really interesting to bring 4 girls from LA and Sandy, who grew up in Boston, who is not exposed to a hunting culture. Hunting is part of a culture. And to watch you guys go into this culture that was so different from your own and see you process it. And I thought to myself, I think this is why we're having a hard time in our country agreeing on certain things, because I think there's nothing wrong with the culture of being a hunter as long as you're not wasteful or disrespectful or illegal, right? Mm-hmm. So in the South, deer hunting happens in a season. You have to purchase a license and you have a limited number of deer you can shoot. But if there were no deer hunting, deer would be literally everywhere. And I know people think, oh, really? No, they actually would. There are not enough predators like mountain lions to keep the population of a prey animal like deer at bay. So they become, now the deer is malnourished because they don't have enough food, or now they come into civilization where they get hit by a car. And so really it's about keeping a balance. And I don't want to hunt a deer, but I really don't have a problem with someone who hunts a deer if they eat the meat and deal with the hunting of the deer in a proper, ethical, moral way. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's not something I want to do, but I would never judge someone for doing that. And hunting for sport, even if it's done legally with a license, the way it's supposed to be, I think we've forgotten in our country that it's okay to be different. And you don't have to agree, but you can accept that someone else has a different point of view about something, as long as it's within what we've decided as a society is our laws and rules and regulations. Because I would not be okay with someone hunting deer in Georgia without a license and not in deer season. That's not okay, because we agreed as a society this is when it should happen and how it should happen. So I thought it was really interesting to watch you guys walk in and be so like appalled by the whole scene. And it just made me think, wow, this is a perfect example of what is kind of off with our country, is that you can't walk in here and go, wow, this is interesting. And instead you go, wow, this is horrible. When, maybe not all things should be interesting. Maybe some things are horrible, but hunting is very much part of Montana.
I just don't like looking at dead animals.
I understand. I completely, for you, it's a culture shock, but it is a different culture. That's the thing. And I think sometimes we make the mistake of thinking because we're all Americans, we all have the same culture. That's incorrect. The culture in the South is totally different than the culture in Montana and out west and in Arizona and in the, up in Boston and Massachusetts up there. They're all very different cultures. And the reason this country was started was to be accepting of different religions and belief systems and cultures. And we've forgotten that, where we think we should all be homogenized and the same. Whatever that same is. Maybe in Montana, they should think we should hunt, where we think they shouldn't. But why can't they both exist as long as everybody functions within the law? I don't know why they can't both exist. Anyway, it was really fascinating to watch you guys walk in there and be like, because I didn't even really notice. I saw them. I was like, oh, look at all that. But you guys were like, holy shit, Sandy. Sandy even was like, oh my God. Anyway, something to reflect on.
I was going to comment on the milkshake machine. That was amazing.
The milkshake machine?
Yeah, you don't remember the milkshake machine?
No.
You don't remember the milkshake machine?
No.
I guess Kylie and Tom had looked all over LA for this milkshake machine, right? Mm-hmm. And they never found one. But there was one in that grocery store in Montana, and you all got a milkshake.
I remember.
No. It was really good.
It was. It's
was.
like a vending machine where you choose your milkshake color and how thick you want it to be and how big, and it makes your milkshake. Pretty cool, right?
Good. I think that's the reason we went in there too.
Was for the milkshake machine?
I think Kylie wanted to see if they had it.
Oh, I thought we were just going to check out the grocery store.
No, Kylie was like Googling where they had one.
Oh my God. That Kylie is something else. She is so funny. She's pretty savvy, isn't she?
She's silly goose.
So what was your favorite thing about our trip to Montana? You girls had a blast together. Didn't you?
Yeah.
The four of you had a blast.
The microwave pizza was my favorite.
What?
No,
Oh God. The first night we got there, we had to stay in a hotel and we bought a microwave pizza.
It was disgusting.
I actually thought it was pretty.
It was.
You thought it was
gross.
pretty good?
It was slimy and watery.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
I liked the crust on it though.
You did. The flavor or the texture, the crunch or what? It's my phone. I'm getting
blown up.
I'm getting blown up.
Just the taste.
Was it like a Red Baron? A Celeste?
I think when we got into that hotel room, everyone was fighting, but I don't remember what about.
You're probably tired. We've been flying all
I
day.
think Lou and Kylie were fighting, and me and Isla, after they were finished fighting, me and Isla started fighting. And then by the end, we were all just tired.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was it was in the hotel. We were trying to go to bed, and Isla and Lou didn't want to go to sleep. And Kylie and I were trying to sleep. And then when we were talking about, like, by the time we were in Montana, both of our podcasts had come out about the older siblings and the younger siblings. So Kylie and I were trying to go to bed, and Isla and Lou were not having it. And so they got really quiet for a second. And Kylie and I were like, oh, maybe they finally went to bed. And Isla had pulled up Your Wife of the Party podcast with her and Lou. And in just dead silence at full volume, you go, this is a good one.
And you repeated that phrase every single day. The whole trip, they kept going, this is a good one.
Because just the way you had said it.
This is a good one.
The way you had said it in their podcast was just so serious. You were like, this is a good one. It sounded like a Geico commercial.
This is a good one.
And Isla had blasted it, and then we went to sleep.
Oh my
and then
God.
when we were on the ATVs, Isla was climbing a tree. Kylie and Lou and I were sitting there, and you just very seriously, like we were in a movie and this was a flashback, you went, she's always been a climber. And we were sitting there, and Kylie was cackling. And then you went to walk to her, and then Kylie just keeps going, she has always been a climber.
She's always been a climber. She has.
But the wife of the party, and then we would listen to our podcasts, the older sibling and younger sibling one, but we'd play it at like 3 times the speed.
Oh my
so it'd
God.
be really fast.
So you go,
Yeah, but we could
this is a good one. This is a good one.
But
This
we
is a good
could
one.
kind of understand what you were saying because we like know what each other would have said.
What'd you think about doing that podcast? What'd you think about each other's podcast?
That was really funny because Isla and Lou both said that their podcast was worse than Kylie and mine.
I don't know why.
I
It was
don't know
just
why either.
different. It was,
Probably because Kylie and I just didn't stop speaking.
yeah, you guys were jabberjaws for sure, which I love. But I thought it was really fascinating because the older girls kind of run at the same speed and the younger girls kind of run at the same speed. So it was just really interesting, the juxtaposition of the two podcasts. You didn't like it, Isla?
What?
The podcast.
Oh, I didn't care. I was just spacing out.
You're just spacing out?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. I really want a lollipop.
You really want a lollipop?
What is wrong
I've been
with
thinking
you?
Oh
about
my
that
God.
since the beginning of
It's a whole
Jeez.
bowl of lollipops,
Okay.
but then you'll make smackety smack noises on the mic.
And you go,
You can have one after.
Okay.
So we were in Montana for 5 days,
yeah.
and then we went to Alabama to Papa Jay's house.
Wait, you skipped over packing the car.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about packing the car. Okay, so in the pandemic, it was really hard to find an SUV to rent. Everything opened up, so everybody was traveling, and we could not find an SUV. And they told us, you will definitely need a car. Well, there's six of us. So we started looking for like a 6 or 7 passenger vehicle. So Sandy found this 7 passenger like Toyota. And we rented it. And I was like, I'll just pack straps. And if we need to put shit on the roof, we'll just put shit on the roof, right? But the first night we were there, we were so tired. We just wanted to get to the hotel. And the hotel was like 1 mile from the airport. Like it's 30 minutes to the resort or the ranch the next day. And I was like, we'll strap shit on the roof then. Oh my God. I took a video. What do you call it? You don't call it video. What do you call it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Well, I videoed our car. It was so packed. There was suitcases on laps, suitcases in feet. Sandy was crisscross applesauce in the seat. You were. Who else was? It was.
Lou was getting trampled on by 2 suitcases.
There were like 3 suitcases stacked next to Lou, and every time you turn, they just
fall over.
fall on her.
And we all had to carry on. We only had 1 checked luggage. Each family checked 1 piece.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was all carry-ons. So it's not like we packed all these suitcases. Just 6 people had 6 carry-ons. And then 2 big pieces of luggage. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the way to the ranch, I strapped 3 suitcases on the roof and gave a couple people a little more room.
Yeah.
But it was like a clown car.
It was a clown car.
It was like a clown car.
I think Sam called it a clown car when we got there.
He did. That was pretty funny. How awesome was that house?
It was so
It
nice.
was a cool house.
Wasn't it crazy that everyone at that resort was either from California or Georgia?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy,
Florida.
right? There was someone there from Florida?
I think so. I think they said that there were a lot of people that were from Florida. that
Come up from
there.
Florida. Interesting. It was really
A lot of people from
beautiful.
Delaware.
And I'm telling you, I would go back there again. Would you
I
go back
would
there
too.
again?
Me too.
I totally would go to that same resort again or ranch. The people there were so
It
accommodating.
felt very safe.
It did feel very safe, and everyone was so happy and nice. There was no one there that wasn't nice, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they just wanted you to have a good time, and the food was excellent, and everything was well planned and very well organized. Everything was immaculately clean. I mean, I can't say enough good things about them. What about you?
Ha.
Would you have stayed longer, or do you think we stayed the right amount of time?
I would have stayed longer.
You would have?
Mm-hmm.
Would have stayed longer just for the food.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
you
my
stay
God, the
long?
food killed me every night.
The
I was
breakfast was so
bloated. I felt
good.
like I was going to throw up every day.
You were so bloated?
I got
I
so
didn't want
fat.
to not eat the food because the people gave it to me.
Oh, it was
So I
really
ate all
good.
of it, and then I felt so.
Oh, it was so good. My favorite meal, this sounds so bad. This will tell you the depth of my redneck. My favorite meal, my mouth just watered,
Ew.
was gravy and biscuits with eggs and pulled pork. And I just died and gone to heaven. It was so good. I could have eaten that every day, but I tried something new every day because I wanted to try all her food. Her food was so good.
I liked the cookie the cookie and like the chocolate thing that she put like ice cream in or something.
Uh-huh.
I really liked
That was really good. Chef Rachel was the bomb.
Busty.
She was bussing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was bussing, not fussing.
Yeah.
Is that good? Can we do that saying? LOL, haha.
LOL.
LOL, haha. Okay, so we flew from Montana to
We.
Wedowee, Alabama, to Papa Jay's Lake House. How much fun did we have there? Sandy and her girls stayed for 5 days, but we stayed for what, 12?
12?
10 or 12, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
I didn't know that.
It was that long?
It was fun.
It didn't
I
seem
thought it
that
was like
long, did
7.
it?
Mm-mm.
No, it went pretty fast.
It was fun.
We had a good time. And now you can talk about Papa Jay and Sandy.
They were buddy the entire time, and I had no idea why.
Oh, are you kidding? Papa Jay's super fun.
Well, yeah, but I didn't connect those dots.
You didn't? That they just were having a good time?
Yeah, because they would just be like off together, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
They were fishing all the time. Sandy went fishing. You remember Sandy took the kayak out and a
Yes.
fishing pole, and then she caught a big fish and she didn't have a net and she couldn't get it in.
Yeah.
She couldn't get it in the boat. It's pretty funny, huh?
Oh, Sandy.
She had a blast.
Yes, she did.
I don't know if her kids had a blast. I think they did.
They did.
But Sandy definitely enjoyed the lake house.
Oh yeah.
The whole time we were there, she was like, we need a camper's trip here. You guys should just buy this lake house. We should just come and stay for a month next year. It's
Oh
a
my
really fun
gosh.
place. I mean, Papa J has wave runners, ski boat, fishing boat, pontoon boat, kayaks, paddle boards, a rope swing off the dock, hammocks, porch swings, fire rings.
Kylie cut her finger on.
Yep, that rope swing she got her finger on. 5 bedrooms. I mean, it's a pretty sweet spot.
It is a sweet spot.
I had to get towed in twice.
I
I feel
know.
so bad about that.
What happened, Isla? Want to tell it?
I was on a jet ski and it shut down before.
Why did it shut down?
Someone ride it a little too much?
Someone run it into out of gas?
Yes.
Twice,
Did
maybe?
someone run out of gas twice?
Mm-hmm.
And did someone have
In the same spot twice.
you have to flag someone down to tow you in because someone enjoyed a wave runner? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
What'd you like about it?
I don't know that I could go fast, and if I did fall off of it, I wouldn't get I could get severely hurt, but like there wasn't like
That you were
that
just
makes
falling
sense.
into
Like you
water.
weren't hitting asphalt. You were
Yeah.
hitting water. Yeah, I understand.
So you like danger without the injury.
Yes.
Danger without consequence.
Calculated risk. A calculated risk.
Yeah.
So, what did we see when we were on the wave runners with Lou?
What did we see?
A naked
No, not a naked man.
man in the air.
Something that was in the air.
I don't remember. What did we see?
It was a hawk.
Oh my god, yeah. A
I wasn't
hawk
there,
carry-
bro.
Yeah, I know. It was a hawk carrying a snake.
A hawk carrying a snake. It was freaking amazing. So a hawk clearly had plucked a snake out of the lake and was taking the snake back to its nest, I'm sure, to feed its babies. It was awesome, right?
Mhm.
And then we saw the buzzard in the cave, went to the cave and saw the buzzard. That was as me and Lou.
I saw a red-tailed hawk.
You saw a red-tailed hawk. We went to the osprey nest and there were babies in the osprey nest and they were so cute.
The little babies.
So cute. So I know what I liked when I was your age about being on a wave runner. You liked that you could go fast and know if you fell off you wouldn't get hurt. Is there anything else you liked about it? 'Cause you rode that wave runner quite a lot.
I liked cutting it.
You did. You like cutting up on it. Did it make you feel free?
I don't know. I don't want to make this a spiritual experience being on a wave runner.
Okay.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
It
It wasn't
very
that
fun.
deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just for the thrill of it.
Okay. Wasn't that deep.
You're an
No.
adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, I am.
Did you drive Papa J's truck?
Yeah, I did not like it.
Why?
It was really stressful. I did not like driving.
I liked driving it when I was your age.
Did you drive the golf cart? Or not the golf cart, the mule?
Mule. Yes, we would take our Wi-Fi
Oh my
trips
God, yeah.
where we would go to the end of the road. And I taught Kylie how to do a 3-point turn and she was obsessed with it.
She was.
We went to the end and she was driving and I was like, okay, you have to turn around right here because I don't really want you to like turn around on the highway. And she was like, okay, how do I do it? And I was like, oh, you do a 3-point turn. You like blah, blah, blah. And I explained it to her. And she did it. The first time she did it, she was like a little nervous about it. And it was kind of bad, but it's okay. And then she would keep going back over and over again and practicing her 3-point turn. And then she got really good at it. And then she got really proud. And then I taught Lou how to do a 3-point turn. And then Ila only drove it once and didn't like it. And then we kept asking you if you wanted to drive and you kept saying no.
Yeah, I did not like it.
It's the best place to practice because it's in the woods. There's no other cars. And if you hit something, it's just a tree. And it's not going to, be going fast enough to really hurt anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect place to practice, even in Papa J's big old dually.
Oh my God. I remember when the red-haired guy, Nick, Lexi's stepbrother
Yeah.
or something, he, oh my God, he ran over a rabbit like 5 years ago.
He ran over a rabbit.
Yeah, and it was,
Oh.
I just remember seeing the rabbit like,
I thought that was you.
that wasn't me, that was Nick.
Oh, was that at the gold mine camp?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I thought it was you.
No, I don't think it was
Didn't
her.
you drive us into a river?
Okay, I did.
That was at the gold mine camp too,
Yeah.
though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where Ila was just like, "Nyeh."
I wonder why Steve doesn't go there anymore much.
Steve.
That was a cool camp, right? That gold mine camp. Did you
Yeah.
pan?
Yeah.
You did a little bit.
A little bit.
And he made you some toast in his camper with his solar powered toaster.
Steve's toast is the best toast.
It was really good.
I
Yeah.
don't like toast if it's not from Steve.
Isn't that funny how he just knows how to make it? It does make really good toast. Steve makes really good breakfast. He used to sometimes when we camping, Steve would make breakfast. It was the best breakfast. I don't know why. You know what Steve used to also do?
Mm.
If they were camping and like spur of the moment camping, he always kept a can of pork and beans in his truck. So he would take the hubcap off his truck and wash it out and put it on the fire and heat up his beans in a hubcap and then eat it out of the hubcap like a plate and then put the hubcap back on the truck.
Ew, I bet that smelled bad.
How funny is that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, only my Uncle Steve. He is a hoot. He had this truck. He loved this white truck, right? And the bed of the truck, the back part of the truck had like hips, kind of like the dually, but it wasn't a dually. It's a certain style truck from a certain era. He drove this truck so long that the floor of the bed rusted out and started separating from the sides. So he got this thing called a come along, which is a chain with a hook on each end, and a big crank in the middle. So you can like kind of pull things together with a chain.
Yeah.
So he put this come along on the bed of the truck and like come alonged it together and kept driving that truck. He drove that truck until it fell totally apart, completely apart.
Jeez.
He's an interesting guy. I never saw him eat off a hubcap. But I remember the first time he told me that, I was like, you are a different level
Of spiritual.
of spiritual human being that just popped a hubcap off your truck and ate your pork and beans.
What a silly little man.
I know. He's so funny. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. I love my Uncle Steve. I think we have a very
Stop. Don't touch
special
yourself.
relationship. Maybe it's just because I think it, but I do think I have a real special relationship with Steve. I love him a lot. And Phyllis.
Oh, Steve.
Phyllis is so cute when we were home. She said, I just love listening to your podcast because I feel like I'm in the room with you. That made me feel so good. It made me feel like now she's in the room with me.
Oh, Phyllis.
I mean, not to get too spiritual on riding a wave runner, but
Oh my God. Yeah, Phyllis gave me a hug.
she did. Phyllis is so sweet.
I really like Phyllis.
I love all my aunts and uncles.
But speaking of that, when we were moving
Yep.
and we found all those photos,
Yeah.
I saw so many pictures of Phyllis Young and Steve
What?
Young
Why didn't you show
and
me?
Papa J and Carol and Diane and everyone young.
Yeah.
Phyllis was a stunner.
Phyllis was a hottie.
Stunner.
Phyllis
Hey,
was. Well, she still is beautiful.
In those pictures, she was a hottie.
I don't know how old Phyllis is. I don't think she might be 70.
27.
She was 69. But man, she was a looker. Big time. Steve scored. And she's a really good person and a really sweet person. She's really a lovely human being.
Those photos.
They're my
Uh-oh.
secret stash.
Oh, you have a secret stash? You stole photos?
No.
What?
I'm joking.
What's your favorite part about Wee Dowie?
I don't know.
I would say the gas station.
Lake Wee Dowie Shopette?
You stink.
What do you like about that?
Okay, or just be quiet.
I don't know. I like the drive-in part where you get your gas where it goes down.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I like that we go to the same place every year, but it's different every time.
That's interesting.
So like it's not repetitive.
Mhm.
Like when we'd go to the beach house, it was really nice because it was relaxing, but it would be the same kind of like you go to the beach and then you're kind of done. But like when we go to the lake, he always has something new or something different or something has changed. Or we have to go somewhere like we go either float the river or like this time we went to like Carol's anniversary party.
And we went to a
which
flea
was
market
different.
this
We
year.
went to a flea market. There's always something else to do.
That's true.
Like it never gets old.
One year we went to the rodeo.
And
couple
I got
years.
eaten by red ants.
One year we went to Dirt Cheap, that store where everything is dirt
Mhm.
cheap. Well, that's an interesting, an insightful thing.
Like we went to town a lot more this year.
We did go to town a lot more this year. And we went to Carrollton to Carol and Scotty's 50th wedding anniversary party. And you got to see a lot of family you probably don't even remember ever meeting.
Yeah.
That pretty girl. Oh my God.
Boy.
Lindsay, she's your cousin. She's
That's a
distant
pretty
cousin.
girl.
She's my second cousin. So that would make you and her third cousins. She is very pretty. She's also very nice and very smart.
She looks like she'd be smart.
She was very smart and she's very nice. And it's cool that you get to see some of those people.
Laura.
Because the last time you saw we should talk about Laura. Totally forgot about Laura. Okay, so my daddy has a cousin named Laura. I hope Laura doesn't mind me saying this, but Laura recently had a stroke. She's young and she had an infection in her heart. And that infection in her heart valve caused her to have a stroke. So she had to kind of learn again how to speak and how to do some basic things. The stroke was about 5 years ago. But she wanted to come to my Aunt Carol's 50th wedding anniversary. So I went to Atlanta and got her. And she stayed at the lake house for us for several days. What did you find interesting about Laura?
She can crochet. That's all she talked to me about, but it was kind of cool.
I thought she was adorable.
You did? Why?
She was just like so excited about everything she talked about.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she would never be bored in a conversation. Like she was always very interested in what other people had to say and what she was talking about as well. So like even if it was a conversation she had nothing to add to, you could still tell she was very interested in it.
Very engaged.
Which is good. So like she never like zoned out, which is like most people do, but she was always like really engaged. And then at Carol's anniversary party, she didn't really want to sit with anyone else. So she just sat with me and Isla and Abigail and Daniel and Lexi and Lexi's boyfriend. She was like, is it okay that I sit here? And we were like, yeah, you're young enough to sit here.
Yeah, right.
And then with Isaiah too, we would all sit together and she would just gossip with it. Oh my God, it was so funny.
She was really fun. I'm really glad she came. She sat at the team table and she makes jewelry.
Oh, her jewelry is so nice.
Isn't it? She gave us all some beautiful earrings and she gave me this wrap that I love. It's made from old cashmere sweaters.
It's a cool idea.
Goodwill, isn't it? She's a really cool, fun. She's always been really cool and fun. My favorite memory of Laura is was it maybe Diane's funeral? Sounds bad that my favorite memory is at Diane's funeral, but after Diane's funeral, we went to Granny's house and ate because, after you have a funeral, you have family over and you have a meal. And Granny had made fried pies. So I don't know if you know what fried pies are, but they're like, Granny made homemade dough, like pie crust type dough. It's kind of more like biscuity dough. And she would put fruit inside it. That had sugar and, kind of how I make the strawberry shortcake where it's sugared fruit. So she'd put seasoned and sugared fruit like peaches or pears or apples inside this dough, and then she'd kind of fold it in half. So she'd make a circle and fold it in half to make like a half a moon and pinch the edges together. And then she would fry it in a skillet in oil. And people would literally fight over them. She would have to hide them. They were like coveted. Anytime Granny made fried pies,
we make them today.
It was a big deal. Huh?
We make them today.
Gosh, I don't know how to make Granny's. We could find a recipe, but I don't think I have Granny's fried pie recipe. But so Laura had come to Diane's funeral and Laura wanted to take fried pies home with her. And I snuck in and got some fried pies and put them on a paper plate and wrapped them in plastic, snuck around Granny's house and put them on the roof of her car. So I'm standing on Granny's carport and I hear Laura go, Leanne! And she's holding the plate of fried pies dancing. Like this dancing. I was like, yeah, you got got your fried pies. She was like, I'm so excited. I'm going to eat them on the drive home. That's one of my favorite memories is watching her across the yard dancing with her fried pies. It was really cute. I've always really loved Laura and her sisters, Dana and Martha Ann. I've always really, really enjoyed spending time with them. And it was really nice to have her at the lake. And you guys, I have to say, I mean, I was really proud of you guys because, Laura has to kind of search for words when she's talking because of her stroke. She'll forget simple words like dog. And she'll have to like search and find that word to finish her sentence or her thought. And sometimes she'll completely lose her thought. And it's clear that it's an after effect of her stroke. And you guys never finished her sentences, never stepped on her words. You were always patient and let her get out what she was trying to say. And I'm not sure all teenagers are like that. I think a lot of teenagers are too impatient to have the compassion for someone who's really had to learn a basic skill like talking or developing a sentence and then speaking it. So I was really, really proud of the way that you treated Laura and that you kind of accepted her exactly how she is and made her feel really comfortable because I don't think a lot of teenagers would have done that. I was really, really proud of you guys for that kindness that you showed her. Really proud of you. And I don't even think you guys thought about it. I think it's just who you are, which also makes me really proud. I mean, that makes me really proud because if that is who you are, then Dad and I have done a great job.
Thanks, Ball, I guess.
Are you going to say I've done a great job?
I was, but that's wrong. Because Dad has done a great job too. Your dad is full of compassion and kindness and caring. His looks different than mine, but it's all there. He's a very compassionate and caring person and very giving.
Oh, mumsy.
Oh, I need to.
His shows up in different places than mine, which I think is a gift to you guys because then you get two different kind of ways of being in the world.
Only I could have a
boy.
So tomorrow is a big day. You know what tomorrow is?
Yes.
What's tomorrow?
I need to go shopping for a shirt after this.
Okay, I'm going shopping too. I'll take you with me if you want.
Okay.
I guess I'll tag.
You can I got to go to the mall.
Oh, I was going to.
You were going to go thrift shopping?
No. I was going to go somewhere else, but I forgot what it was called, where it is. So I have to ask Kaylee.
So what's tomorrow?
Pool party. Mm-hmm.
Pool party. No.
Birthday party.
Try
birthday
again.
Party.
Try again.
Isla's baptism.
No.
What's tomorrow?
It's the award for Dad.
Your dad's getting an award from Variety magazine. By the time this airs, he will have already gotten it. But we thought it was important that you guys and the camper kids come and see him get this award.
Are we going to be wearing a mask?
Yeah, everybody has to wear a mask inside.
Okay, good. So I can. Okay, good.
No, Isla.
But the food is outside, and I don't think you have to wear a mask outside.
Can I cut like the top, the thing
No.
off of the lollipop and just have like the.
We're almost done. This is the last thing I want to talk
Stop with
about.
the lollipop, bro.
Have you even eaten anything today?
No, she
No.
hasn't.
Okay, then we need to eat something.
my lollipop.
No, bro.
Well, this award your dad's getting is called an Innovator in Comedy Award. It's given by Variety magazine, and it's a really big deal. I'm very proud of your dad for all the hard work he's done, and to be recognized by something as prestigious as Variety magazine is a really big deal. So I'm glad that you guys are going to be there to see him receive his award, because the good and the bad about your dad is we've tried to keep him just kind of your dad, but who he is as an artist is unavoidable also.
Mm-hmm.
But
An artist, he has a naked picture of him in almost every room.
yeah, it's art.
Boy, not the kind of art I want to be looking
It's
at.
art. It's art.
Ever.
Abstract art.
It's art that he's a
It's
little too
abstract art.
comfortable with. It's art he's a little too comfortable with.
Well, he is a really smart joke writer. You know that. And a really
Yeah.
good storyteller. Away from the fact that he takes his shirt off or that he's got
likes
naked pictures,
his tummy.
or that he has zero body image issues, really to speak of. That's actually pretty healthy. So, and anyway, I'm really proud of him for this award, and I'm really glad you guys are going to get to see him receive it and see the community that's been supporting him, that he's been supporting, because there's going to be, hopefully, if people are coming to the party, a lot of his team, like his agents and managers and the executives from this movie that he just made, and a lot of comics. So it's going to be really great for you to see his community that he works in.
The little man.
See him as who he is outside of our house. Pretty cool.
Mhm.
So let's go shopping and buy something to wear, because I don't have anything to wear.
I just need a shirt.
You going without pants? You're just
No,
gonna go
I'm gonna wear
bottomless?
one of those skirts they gave me.
Oh, okay.
Mom, you should post your mug shots on your Instagram.
Isla, headshots.
What
Headshots.
mug shot? Oh.
Jesus. She keeps
You should-
calling your headshots
I'm not
mugshots.
posting my.
Why?
Because
They're
that's
good
very
photos.
not who I am. That's not who I am. I'm not going to put a
Yes, it's-
picture of me in a bathing suit from 40 years ago.
the other one.
You should say Throwback Thursday.
No, I'm not doing that. I
Why?
don't like that shit, because I don't like that. That's not who I
But
am.
you were a hottie. You still are.
I am a hottie. So why do I need to throw back to when I was younger?
Because
I'm not doing it, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but
people
I don't.
just look up
I'll
Leanne
tell you
Kemp.
why. I'll tell you why. This is why. I don't post things so that people say, "Wow, you're pretty." That feels gross to me.
but you
I
can
post things because that's
things.
what's happening in life. Like when someone sent me a picture of me at the prom, I didn't post it for people to go, "Wow, you were really pretty at the prom." I posted it because my hair was the size of the state of Montana, as
But
were
you-
the sleeves of my dress.
But you also found those pictures, so that's what's happening.
I found many buckets of pictures. I didn't go through looking for those pictures. You guys did.
Yeah, and
You
Can
guys
we
pulled them out.
post them?
you can
and
caption
tribute?
it. Look what my daughter's found.
I'm not going to do that, because then I feel like that is me trying to get a compliment from somebody, and I think that's gross.
Okay.
I don't like that shit.
Ah.
I'm just living life, baby.
Yeah, and you were living life when you were a model.
I was 23. I'm 50 now. It was 27 years ago.
Hottie.
I don't know. I appreciate genuinely that you guys thought I was pretty back in those days. That makes me feel like $1,000,000, and that's the only compliments I need.
Stop.
So post on Instagram would feel like fake, or
Okay.
I don't like that.
My back really hurts.
Your back really hurts?
Oh, also something that happened in Montana. Kylie wants us to send feet pics to old men so we can get money.
No. That's creepy.
And so now it's an ongoing trend where I take secret photos of Isla's feet.
Yeah, it's not
and send
cool.
it. So I have photos like Isla's feet on asphalt, Isla's feet at doctor, Isla's feet in water, Isla's
Toes
feet.
at doctor.
Toes at doctor? Oh, they're cute
Yeah.
toes.
And then
though.
there's one picture where we were having a serious conversation and she curled her toes. And it's like
Aw.
toes are stressed.
Dirty toes.
Toes
Oh my
need
God.
soap.
Toes need soap, indeed.
And then
Okay, well, let's go shopping and find some fancy thing to wear at Dad's
Oh my
party
God.
tomorrow. Okay,
Is it
thanks
gonna
for
be cold
talking to me.
there?
Huh?
Is it gonna be cold?
No, it's just at a comedy club.
No, stop.
I mean-
That's Kylie.
All right, let's wrap this up, please.
Okay, bye.
I love you.
Love you.
It was really fun going to Montana
Love
with
you. Love you. I love you.
I would
Bye.
do it again. Would you do it again with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fun, right? I'm fun to travel,
Yeah.
with, right? Sandy and I are a blast.
Mhm.
We're easy,
You
right?
just dissed Dad and Tom.
We didn't diss them. They were both working. They were both shooting a film.
Dissed.
Not dissed.
Diss
I would
track.
have totally gone with your dad.
Mom's putting out a diss track
But-
about
shut up.
my dad.
All right. I love you guys.
I love you too, even though Isla is going to get a lollipop.